Hey there, it's VJ Franz K. Working on some pixel modeling here, and this is SculptrVR, which in the recent version of SculptrVR, everything is nice and smoothed. Everything is, perfectly round, and that is the way that you might want to do it. But suppose you like pixel art, or in this case, voxel art, because voxels are pixels with volume. So pixels in a 3D world are voxels, and if you like this art style, then maybe you want to do this. You don't want your pixels to be smoothed, and you want to have control over every single pixel in the thing. You don't want any things to be rounded off for you, like you'll see these edges were created earlier where it was sort of rounding off the edges, and it's amazing that it does this. It's advanced programming code to be able to do that, but it's also a lot of fun to be able to do this. Just control every single pixel, where it goes, what color it is, and such. So if you want to do this, how do you do it? And I said on the title there's a trick to it, and I will show you the trick right now. So right now I'm going to do a new scene. I'm just messing around here, so I'm not going to save this. This was a procedural scene. It made a big background, but I'm going to start an empty scene. Yes, really. And then here we are. Now notice we are back up in the world where everything is rounded off and perfected for you. It's not pixelized, and that's cool. This is the way of the future, and pixels are kind of the way of the past. But a lot of people still like pixels, myself definitely included. See, there are different round-off modes you can use, and it will smooth out these pixels in various ways. But suppose I want to undo all of that. I want to do some different things. So all of these are gone. How do I get down to that level of pixels? Another thing is I'm going to turn the rounding level there. I'll make another layer here. 1.1, make sure that is also on rounded mode. And maybe I'll turn the mirror on as well, so we see the mirror plane right here, just in case I want to use mirror things. But to get it to only do pixels that are just pixels without, or voxels without rounding them, the trick is to go in here and use the teleporter mode to move yourself. You can move to any location within the world if you want to. Oh, I see what's going on here. I need a place to teleport onto. I can't just teleport into blank space. But I will use a stretchable box here, and we'll choose the color of just plain white. And then I'll stretch. I'll also, let's see, where is it? Settings. I'll turn the snap on. Leave the floor grid on. Now it's on snap. So it's going to snap to the sort of voxel perspective of the entire world. Now I'll stretch out this area right here, just make it like that. So there's a floor. Now I can use the teleporter mode. I'll teleport myself right onto this thing. And you can see that is a human figure shape of where I'm going to appear. But right now I will appear at the size of 66. But suppose I want to make myself smaller. If I make myself smaller and then teleport onto here, I am now standing on this thing, and I am now much smaller than I used to be. But suppose I wanted to be much, much smaller than that. I could still shrink myself way, 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 way down to some microscopic size. And look at this, now that little area that I made is now huge. So, but if I want to do the pixels, I have to go as small as I can possibly go, which is 0.1 times. And so here I am at the smallest possible size. And now I will go ahead and I'll make myself another layer, because I had a smart idea here. That floor is one layer, but after I'm done making my thing, I can erase that layer so I don't have to stand on it. It doesn't have to be here under me when I'm done with my pixels. Voxels, I keep saying pixels, but people are more familiar with that word. So, what if I want them to be bright blue voxels, and then just bring up the color here, and here it is. Let's see, wait, I'm still stuck to this grid, even though that is cool. That's an interesting geometry by itself. So I will now go here. I will now turn off the snap. Oh, I could leave it on small. I could leave it on small. What would that do? Still, I'm getting these rounded things. Let's see. All right. And I have to turn the roundness to pixels. There we go. Now we're down to pixels. And now I will turn the snap off, because even the smallest snap is not as small as I want it to be. So then I'll start drawing until I can see that clearly only single pixels are being laid down. And that's when I'm ready to really do some pixel art, right? And if I want, I can raise it up to where 2 and 4 voxels are being laid down at a time. And that is fun too, because suppose you want to fill in a larger area, and you can use the stretchable box. Oh wait, but I see. If it's not aligned to that grid, then you still can have weird effects with it. But stretch yourself out a nice box there, and enjoy just scattering some voxels, fill things in a bit. I'm not sure, just sort of a natural look to things. A snapping voxel box. Snapping voxel box. Oh, alright. I see, but it's stuck to the larger grid snap, so it can't be. I guess you could use the snapping voxel box at a much larger size, but suppose you want to just use all of these other tools too. And it's fun. Blast them if you want them out of your way quickly, and sort of a gaming way to remove your voxels. So what am I going to draw now that I have the ability to do that? With voxels, green, blue, red, purple. Did you ever wish that there were more colors of the rainbow than there are? I'll make them with shiny voxels. That's kind of the look that I like the best. Shiny. And when you start using voxels, it's tempting to just make a bunch of pixel art, like imitate the retro games that you have been playing. But why not do something a bit different with it? Just be creative and also enjoy the ability to fill up the space. Fill up the space in a kind of three-dimensional way instead of just being stuck to 2D. And switching back to carve will take away and the single voxels fall off the sides. So here's this monster. He looks like he's sort of made out of picture frames or something like that. Oh, do I have two different colors of yellow? Well, maybe that's good. The creature is some sort of a gremlin, something like that. Oops. I meant to sculpt instead of carving away at him. But looks like the sort of monster that you don't want to meet. Maybe I give him a glowing red eye or two. There. And here. Some little teeth. You can see where this is going, don't you? Maybe he doesn't need those teeth down there. He needs a big red tongue hanging out of his mouth. Blah. Interesting, I can't cover that up, so I'll have to take it out and then now put a new voxel in there. I could even make a line along his tongue there if I wanted to. Go back and make it shiny black and then... Oh, I see what it is. I can't color on those voxels because they're already there. But if I use paint mode, then shrink the paint icon as far down as I need to shift it. Then like that. He's starting to look kind of funny, isn't he? And maybe he needs some dark spots. Dark spots inside his eyes. Does he need dark rings around his eyes or maybe eyebrows? Carve this away and then redraw it like that. That's pretty funny. Like that. And sculpt. Carve away. So he has like buttons on the front of him like he's wearing a suit. This guy's fun. We need some more. We need some more monsters. Turn off the floor if I want. Oh no, I'm not standing on anything. Turn off him on layer 1.2. Let's make another layer. Put somebody over here. What is going on here? Oh, right. Make sure that this layer has pixel mode, because I've noticed one side effect of this workaround that we're talking about here is that if you're using really small pixels, just these single pixels, voxels, they might not even show up in the smooth mode. They could be invisible. So, because, their edges are determined to be too small to see in their rounded world view. So let them be, and just remember to change your layers. Not sure what sort of shape this is. Like a creature, a dragon or something. I'm in VR, but because this is an art app, I'm actually sitting on a stool here. Because I don't need to run around like the VR action games to do this kind of thing. And it's 3D. He deserves some thickness. So make it thin, make it thick. Perhaps he's a voxel VR rattlesnake, and this is like a rattle at the end of his tail. And maybe he's one of those special snakes. He's got wings. No legs, but wings. So they're going out here. Make it a little larger there, and it's easier to fill in these areas. And just clean that up later. After blocking out, literally, the position of wings or other shapes there. I bet no one will know what Archon is if I mention it, but Archon was a cool game for the 8-bit gaming systems, 8-bit computer systems. They weren't just for gaming, actually, in that. I'm lucky our dad decided to get us a 8-bit computer system instead of an 8-bit just gaming system, so we were able to learn about things, program some of our own simple applications back then. And I still haven't forgotten all of my programming lessons at this time, so sooner or later I'm going to make some VR art apps for you guys to play with. It's like adding some spikes to his back or something. But yellow's already used. Sometimes you do run into this problem. It's like you've used up all of your good colors. You've used up all the colors that you have on the different creatures. And you're saying, oh, where am I going to continue? What's my next color to use? Because We already have a yellow creature here now to one side, so you don't have to do that, but it kind of helps a group shot or something like that if you divide your color palette up between the different characters, because then they each get a bit of that color palette to call their own, and you can tell them apart more easily. So there's this blue creature over here, flying dragon snake, whatever. Yeah, that's fun. And a dragon snake, a gremlin. What about a knight or somebody to fight these monsters? And we could make him out of silver, or various other colors. Make another layer. All right, add layer to layer 114. Too many knights out there. Let's do something cool like a spaceman. Larger size of pixels. Right here, to the left, to the right. Jetpack or something. Feet going down. And he's waving his hand in a greeting. Doesn't have to be a battle. Could be friendly hello. If we meet real aliens, we better hope that they want a friendly hello. So many theories about aliens out there, and who can really say? It seems likely that they're not going to be totally human-like, or even very human-like at all, because that seems like just us making it easy on our actors by allowing them to be humans in costumes or weird makeup, but it's also kind of egotistical of us to think that the aliens would have to be like us, when there is a whole universe of different possible ways that they could be. They might even challenge our definition of what being alive is. Pretty soon we're going to have robots that are intelligent enough to talk to, and eventually they will be able to really think. And we'll have to ask ourselves, are those robots alive? If they can do a lot of the things that a human can do. But suppose they didn't have any particular, they didn't have a limited lifespan or something like that. They could, if they didn't break, they could live forever. What does that mean? There's an astronaut. Maybe I'll polish up the pixels, but it's kind of fun to just have them be blocky there. So why not leave that? Soft sounds of the rain, which you probably can't hear, but I hear it. And it's going along with the sound of adding these pixels in. Top of his helmet. And there's like an antenna. Okay. I'm going to save the scene. Scene, save, new. Saving, don't quit. Something over here. Something green. I hate to say, but it's boring to look at scenes with green grass and brown dirt all the time. There are so many other colors in the world besides those. And Minecraft and all of that stuff, you start with these boring, ordinary colors. Ordinary. Why be stuck to ordinary at the beginning? Why not start with any color that you want? Not exactly sure what I'm drawing here, and it's starting to look like a tree. lines going out in various directions. Now that I have it saved, I'm going to go ahead and do something a bit weird, which is going to delete the ground. Delete it. Are you sure? Yes, it's gone. But since I'm standing here now, I'm standing here in the middle of outer space at a very small size. But now that I'm located on this thing, it doesn't matter that I'm standing on nothing at all. So I will save. Same file right here. I don't know what this thing is. Maybe it is a tree animal or something like that. Half tree, half moving thing, because it looks like it's got some bit of a head there. Like we're saying, even with trees, we're always thinking the trees look like us, right? The trees look like us, don't they? Never mind the fact that maybe we look like trees. We have branches and arms and all of these things. It makes sense. Or if you think about it, since we're down at this level of microscopic voxels, maybe all of us look like molecular structures, just magnified and made huge, right? People throw around the word snowflake and stuff like that, but snowflakes are beautiful, complicated, interesting, and they branch out. Crystal. That would be a great thing to do in VR, is a crystal maker. Go down to the size of a microscope and then feel free to... What color does it need over here? What color? We don't have anything purple, pink or purple on this thing yet. Maybe. It is a big pink octopus. Or squid or something like that. Cephalopod, they're called, because they have a head and feet, but not much else. Head and legs, you know. Their legs are their arms, or they don't really differentiate in the way that we do. Use them for anything or everything. One, two, three. It's a quadrupus. It's got 4. Can get up and move over here carefully and draw on the other ones. Make this larger. Going off in other directions. There it is. Octopus. But in addition to its standard octopus antics, it needs a hat. Wouldn't you say? A hat. And some eyes. What color are its eyes? We're running out of colors, like I said. Cyan blue. Still can be considered blue, but such a different color. What big eyes it has. And a mouth. Oops. And we'll also paint the mouth red. I wasn't kidding about that hat. There we go. Wow. I just realized it's an octobro. Got the snapback hat there. And maybe the eyes. They're looking this way. Maybe what he needs is a gold chain. Yeah. That's great. I go in VR and I'm cracking myself up. Octobro. Gremlin. Golden gremlin. Thicken him up a bit. So he's not malnourished. Paintbrush. Oh, I see what I did. It's a different layer. So I added extra pixels to him on this other layer. Oh well. This thing, you can tell that it is absolutely not perfect. So if it is absolutely not perfect, then it doesn't have to be perfect. The rest of this thing's body, what is it? Just goes out to one clawed foot. There's a lot of claws on it. It's a rake that he likes to help sweeping up the leaves in the area, I guess. How much does this need? Maybe not much more. Kind of like that thing I was doing. I was hoping to get in on the Dreams beta, but they didn't send me the code. So I figured I would do some random modeling in space anyway. Here's a sun. What? Oh, I see what happened. It's rounded. Make it perfectly round, or make it a block, then it looks terrible. Pixels look good, maybe not all the time. What if there is something right here? Like a carrot. But then that'll distract from him being funny like that. I think this could be done. Save it as the same file, saving don't quit, save complete. Then I will save it as online 3. There we go. Uploaded so you guys can look at it. Hey, it's been fun doing this, wouldn't you say? And remember how to do it in case you want to go down to the pixel level sometime. It's been VJ Franz K. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe. And I do have a Patreon if you like that. See me on YouTube and other websites too, under the same username. It's always VJ Franz K. This is the high-tech lifestyle, and we are living it to the fullest.